In that case then, because, okay, let me read. Gwando Turner says, sharing the money and infrastructure, which is more important, seems they are taking the voters for granted because they are poor. And then the question perhaps to this, in addition to his comment, could then be, would it be wrong if somebody assumes that, okay, well, the way the Ekiti elections has gone, if I want to be governor, all I need to do is just make sure that, look, you give the people rice, water. If you're going to go ahead and develop, you may lose. Would that be a wrong assumption?
No, you can do development and still make the people happy. You can do development and connect with the people. You can do look, let me give you one quick model that will excite you. When we were in government in Ogun State, with all our challenges, we did our 8 years complete, PDP delivered on those 8 years. In those times, we had a lot of processes that manage traditional rulers and give them a sense of buying, that manage to. The problem with these people is that they like to run their government like a small cult, where it's only them, their wives, their brothers, their cousins, and the people of the state. They see all this. Look, what is going to be? I don't canvass for a weak APC. I want a very strong, good and reliable APC, and a very strong, good and reliable PDP that we may be able to have a little to the right. But they are not, they can never be the progressive that the Southwest
there are
is
certain
looking
things,
for.
it's a very good thing that, at least your party has lost elections in the Southwest before. There are some states
so we
that
know how
held.
it feels.
So, no, not just that. It's also that, some of these things that you're saying, one will wonder if it applied to your party when you lost. But that is not my question to you. My question is, within your party too, before your candidates emerged, the governor-elect emerged, there were also doubts as to whether or not he will be a good sell with the people. They had their reservations within the party.
Let me jump into that.
Just a moment, I have not landed with my question. And even a former senator admitted as much. He said he had his own doubts as well, but he says they all agree that he connects with the people of Ekiti State. Do you also fear, I'm asking you this question as someone who observes, is also in politics, do you fear this disconnect, which you say you saw here, this disconnect between the elite and the governed?
You see, the truth of the matter is that the elite, the so-called elite, or we the so-called elite, some of them, I have to remove myself because I'm not like them, they will not join a political party of their choice.
How do you know? You've never run for office before, have you?
I'm coming. They will not join the political. I'm a member of a political party. I'm the immediate director general of Jonathan-Sambo's election in Ogun State 2015. I'm a former senior special assistant to the governor. I'm a president director. I know what. Let me make the point I want to make more clear. They will not join. The so-called elites will not join political parties of their choice. They will not participate. They will not strengthen people around them. They will sit in the comfort of their stupendous arrogance and begin to think that as they think, so the society is thinking. Forgetting that the issues that the people in the grassroots contend with are very simple and mundane issues.
I'm talking about the elite within your own party.
The elites within our party
are there no elites in your party?
The elites within the PDP are already indoctrinated into the concept of understanding absolutely that you win every election, one polling booth after the other. So you hardly find elites in our party who are presenting themselves for election that will sit down in the comfort of their home or be speaking. They will get down to the basics and get the job done. What you see in our own party is usually a scrabble before we get to election. Before we pick the candidate, there may be scrabbles, they are pulling and tossing among themselves. But once a candidate emerges from our party, all men join together and we deploy the machinery. And the Southwest now knows that a people who claim to bring change, and the change is to profit their wives, profit their daughters, profit their son-in-laws, profit their brothers, at the expense of the vast majority of the people, can never be the change they want.
But all this can be undone before elections, can't it?
Well, sometimes, let me tell you how the people are. The people are very funny. You see, when you win an election for the first time, like Fayose has done now, the people will give you 100% buy-in and they'll be excited. Then they will be watching and waiting slowly until you lose connection with them. Once you've lost it, you will lose it about the second year or you will retain it. By the third year, and we have a few months election, and then you see an exit poll maybe from Ekiti, and it's going to evaporate the whole Southwest. Yes, naturally, we'll start to jump up and down like a yo-yo, but it's late. the people will now see, they've seen for themselves that you didn't really connect when you ought to have connected. You didn't do the hard work when you needed to have done the hard work. You didn't look at when Fayose was doing his rally. You should have seen that clearly these are animated and energized people. But it's not just Fayose. It's Fayose. Is the chairman, Southwest Mobilization and Contact, Prince Kashamu, is Senator Folari in Ibadan, is Omishore, it's all these younger people within the same age bracket that have come to team together to work for the...
With all those names helping out in that campaign, recall that the APC has also accused...
Accused who?
The government of the day,
yes,
from preventing its own big weights
from coming
into Ekiti to canvass.
If you want to start moving up and down the streets 24 hours or 48 hours before an election and you're a governor of another state, you are a failure. What they had many opportunities to go and do mega rallies few days before all the system is put in place to ensure that there's no breakdown of law and order. They can't just start. This is a country, for God's sake. If you want to leave Rivers and you want to go to Lagos, should you not have a flight plan? Should you not have protocol people? What is the urgency? Why all of them must think that 24 hours before the poll they should be in that state? It's ridiculous. And when you now see 5, 6, 7 governors on their control party rushing into Ekiti.
Does it make it right? I mean, let's call it...
I am not in a position to... Listen, we are not in power in Ekiti. We're in power in the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Exactly.
And I am not in a position to tell you precisely what kinds of decision or what kind of thinking encourages that kind of action. It is quite possible that it may even be for
Would you encourage that type of action?
When you say the place was militarized, you see it's a double-edged sword. It's not the military really. If you do not provide enough security cover to ensure that...
Just a moment. I think you're not answering the question.
I am.
The question is, these people were prevented from entering the state.
They claim they were prevented.
Well, we saw pictures of it and we even...
That a man is on TV like Amechi doing like this and shaking, they stop me or they... What does that mean?
The governor of Edo State was prevented from leaving his own state.
How? They entered the bus and he was stopped. He got into his car, they didn't let him. He wanted to fly.
Yes.
There are rules governing the airspace. You don't just pick up your jet because you have a private jet and start flying anywhere you like. You must get a flight plan. You must submit same. You must tell them where you are going.
And all of a sudden, all of these rules which they have been obeying, all of a sudden, for that day, they didn't obey it.
I think what is comfortable and respectable to say is that security delivered before and after the elections in Ekiti. And they must have had a plan that they were working on. And that plan was to, look, we're not going to allow any brigandage here. We're not going to allow either the PDP or APC to make a mess of this process. INEC is going to be on point. We're going to provide all the security. Let's go and see the tool and final effect of
You wouldn't say that was an unfair advantage for you people?
Well, why? The police listen to the governor of the state as well. He's the chairman of a security committee in his own state. But the plans have been made. Listen, let me ask you, my sister, what really would an amateur have made 24 hours to the election? Really? Except to go there and even come and start irritating and getting in the way of the incumbent who has to be concentrating and under a lot of pressure of planning election and trying to execute it. The critical 24 hours before an election is important. To come and crowd yourself around the candidate and be disturbing him is needless. But whatever you didn't do 3 months, 4 months, 6 months before election is gone.
But it's his choice. I mean, the candidate has a choice.
He cannot, he's a governor. When you are a governor or a president, one of the things you must learn is that a substantial part of that your so-called free will is no longer available because security must plan your movement.
And so the federal government made that choice for him.
No. How did the federal government say he shouldn't travel? It was security and those who are in charge of the airport that decided that, hey, it's too dangerous.
All right. Do you think that both political parties now, in fact, all political parties in this country, are coming to terms with the fact that, look, elections are really about the people? Because in time past, people talk about, look, parties rigging elections, and that's all they plan for. We
should give credit to Jega. Since he came on board, slowly but gradually, one election after the other, it has become one man, one vote. In the former times when we are going for elections, we will plan all these strategies that we're doing, then we'll call something plan B. That plan B is if there's chance. But now we have dropped plan B since 2011.
And that plan B had to do with stuffing something.
Yeah, maybe if you say it that way. But plan B can't work now because we have seen that the guy is a no-nonsense INEC man. His operatives are very sincere and they know what they're doing. And really, the people themselves are more interested. Look, even that which you call rigging, you can only rig where you are popular. If Ekiti had been as a result of rigging, you would have seen sporadic riots all over the place. Among the people of the Southwest, people of Ekiti are one of the ones that we consider to be a little bit strong-willed.
Pardon me to jump in, because we're out of time.
Yes,
I want you to comment on this. I mean, the governor, he did concede. He gave that speech. He welcomed. Lots of people are commending that action of his. Should we see the same thing, or are we likely to see the same thing for even PDP if they happen to lose any election?
Which election has the PDP lost under Jonathan that we have not considered? When we lost Ekiti, the party congratulated. No, when we lost Mondo, we congratulated Mimiko. When we lost Anambra, we congratulated the man. When we lost Edo, even Oshamole on your air said, oh, he has never seen such a Democrat. The truth of the matter is that we are a party that believes in democracy. And we are practicing same to the latter. You win some, you lose some. But I can say for me that it appears as if the days of the Cowboys APC is over in the Southwest.
Mr. Segun Sowunmi is the former Director General, Jonathan-Sambo Campaign Committee in Ogun State. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you, guys.
All right, we'll be back after this to talk sports. Nigeria is going up against Argentina. What will happen? Join us again after the break.